strength, explosive energy, and muscle building tools. I'm not interested in emulating conventional gravity actuated barbells and dumbbells. What we're doing is much more sophisticated than that. We're trying to see what the human body does and counter that with a force that best develops that muscle or muscle group. And that becomes more like a decline down here. We can go up and do more of an incline. And that way, it's going to force you back this way, and that's all chest muscles. And plus, that's the muscles you're going to use when you're hand fighting with somebody on the line, and you push this way and push this way, you get these angles. You're rarely going to be able to just push the guy back, because he's strong as you are. So you're going to get him by moving him to the side. Is that correct, Don? Mm-hmm. And you're going to develop that strength by this motion here. Good effort. Now, DJ, I want you to try to bring them together right here if you can.
Like that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's getting full extension. Better at this as he acclimates, as he adapts to the machine. He's spiking 300 pounds, so he has to control it. Good job. He pushed hard. What he's doing is, when he pushes out, you're getting a strong neuromuscular contraction, and it's reading it on here, his force output. He's hitting around 300 pounds at his peak force, which is out here at the end. But this machine measures your force all the way back. So in a barbell movement or dumbbells, conventional weights, you'd be limited to what you could handle in your weakest position. And here in his strongest position, he can push his maximum, and in his weakest position, it still matches his strength. In anywhere on that force curve, it matches your strength. This is going to develop size and strength in less time and to a greater degree than you ever will with conventional training.
Oh,
so by pushing harder on the way up, you shorten your rep time, your time under tension, which feels better. That's kind of it incentivizes you pushing harder. You want to get to the top and get a breath. So when you're pushing, if you're going to get to the top faster and get relief.
Right.
You hit 400 pounds at the top. He hit 500 pounds, Don, at the extreme. That's rough, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You gonna try it, Michael?
Do a couple. You gotta sit.
One of the biggest ways that this translates to football is the fact that you are not going to squat straight up and down like we just did. We're going to squat like you're coming out of the blocks in a sprinter's position or coming off the line in football. So we're going to squat out more so than down. He's getting more of his glutes, what you call the posterior chain. And that's really what you're using in football. Now, if he wants to develop just his quadriceps more, now put yourself closer. Now try to hold yourself down there like that. You can actually squat and it takes discipline to do it. You can squat down close like this. I mean, I'm keeping my hips closer, and it becomes more legs.
Yeah, DJ, you gotta do it. That's
When I kept my hips and butt down more, it exercises my legs more. It's more my legs. It feels more like what they call a sissy squat in bodybuilding, which is not a football move. And I would rather use sit back, because when you do a conventional squat, they'll train you like you're sitting back on the box. And that's what DJ is doing. And that's how you're going to get your maximum power, is to get your posterior chain. Your glutes are going to be the strongest muscle in your body for pushing off that line or pushing another man. That's where explosive strength and energy is going to come from. And at the end of the day, having done these negatives, they may feel rough while you're doing them, but when you're on the field with another guy that hasn't done that, you're going to have a distinct advantage, and especially in the fourth quarter.
that was good.
That was good.
That's
Now, okay, DJ, get engaged with your shoulders here. Put your shoulders on it. There you go. Hand grips. Now, by keeping your butt tight, you got to keep this from hitting your legs. You might have to roll your legs out just a little bit. You know, just be careful of that. Don't let it pin your legs in there. But what I want you to know is that you're not going to be able to push as hard because you're using your quadriceps, these muscles right here. So you can target these muscles and make them bigger and stronger, but to get biggest, strongest, off the line, explosive force, game-winning hits, it's going to come from, like you like to do back here like this, a regular squat, the natural position, where you're going to engage these muscles and these muscles and these muscles, and even your hamstrings.
Starting off.
All right, now we're in a football position. So we're going to try it just with your legs. I want you to push your hips down here. Now you're not going to be able to push nearly as hard with just your legs, but you're going to feel it right here more, okay? All right, you ready, son? Here we go. Take a deep breath. 3, 2, 1. There you go. You see how hard that is to hold that position. Say to push.
a lot better, DJ. Arc that back a little bit.
Push your hips down there. Don't push as hard this time, but keep your hips down. Push your butt down. And don't push that hard. You don't have to push as hard. Don't push that hard. There you go. And believe it or not, you're still hitting 500 pounds. When he pushed all out from that straight up position, this is how strong your legs are, and you don't realize it. But when people say lift with your legs, you really are lifting with your quadriceps or pushing with them, and you hit, look, 600 pounds. That's heavy duty.
Boy, number 5, watch out for me, I'm telling you.
Good job.
We'll see what an old man can do. I'm 68 years old, and I'm weak. I had to walk in here with a cane, you know, so I got my walker over there ready in case I hurt myself here. The advantage of this machine, one of the biggest advantages is it's hard to hurt yourself on it because you can just stop pushing.
You see how perfect
Old man hit almost 500. Oh, I hit, what, 5?
There you go.
Did I squirt blood out of my ears?
Only other one. You didn't go as hard.
This is a calf machine. This is about as simple as it gets. I have various iterations of it. I've got, if you look over here, pan over, different ways to do the same thing. As you can see, these rotate, and I focus the energy on the balls of your feet. Your calves walk off the balls of your feet, not the whole front of your foot like most people do. So when you do it on a stair or something like this, you're getting a stretch and you're getting the exercise, but you're not forced to use the balls of your foot. Right here, it's the balls of my feet. And the reason I got these handles is so I could strap a weight on to make it harder, and I can help push up and then lower slow, get a long, slow negative. Push up, down on my own power. Push up using my arms, assisting with my arms, and then I'm lowering with just my calf muscle. And it's directed perfectly against the calf because the ball of my foot is dead on that thing. You can also get some hip development out of it for cutting and twisting and changing direction rapidly. Now these go further out or in to suit your preference or what you're trying to exercise. You can even go with the outside. Instead of the balls, you can go to the outside. You develop the outer calf muscle. But I'd consider that more of a bodybuilding move. So what I'm doing is for explosive strength in your calf muscles. Up, peak, down slow, stretch, up, peak at the top, down slow, and stretch at the bottom. You can develop your hips by turning as you go and rotating your heels up and out. And you'll feel it like a dog bite on your calf muscles. It's going to affect the calf muscles more directly to turn out like that. This is another version of it if you want to take it home and hold on to a door handle or something. So, and it adjusts this way with wing nuts. So you can adjust the width of it. And this is the simplified version, the least expensive one. But it does basically the same thing. You can see they're canted inwards just slightly, so the outside of my foot is rotated up, which makes the calf muscle more prominent, and it works the calf very directly. I can feel it really harsh. I feel it in my calf muscle. Now I've got the big machine over here, there's a weighted machine, so you can do negative chins, negative dips, and you can do negative or negative accented moves. And this is the best way to do the calves to me. These are stairs that go on these. And then I cheat to get up, basically. In other words, I get up on my own power, I lower on the muscular power, and I sort of assist myself however to get up. I walk up. And you do the same if I had the stairs, you do the same thing with the chin up. We got all the different grips. Right. The balls of your feet on there. Okay, now I want to see how heavy this feels to you. All right, straighten your knees out. You want your legs straight. Now you're going to lower slow and get a stretch. You got a stretch down there now?
Yeah.
You should feel it right here. And right here. How's that feel?
Yeah, I think so.
Now what I want you to do is grab it right here. And help yourself up. Make it easy to come up. And now lower slow. And let your calf muscles bear the weight on the way down. Okay, now cheat to get up, push yourself up, and then use your calf muscles to lower. Do you feel that?
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
And just, this kind of helps you balance. And when you do 10 reps like that, you're going to feel it. If you do 20, when I get past 10 reps with this much weight, I have to keep my hands engaged the whole time. I have to do them assisted.
There you go.
All right. Stretch at the bottom. Help myself up with my hands, and now I'm really not pushing with my hands, just holding my balance. And lowering, using the strength of my calf muscles, all the way till I feel that stretch. Peak, lower slow and calves stretch. Peak, lower slow, calf muscles stretch. Peak, stretch. Peak, stretch. This is triceps, negative triceps. Negative biceps this way. So 20 is fast. That's a pretty fast set. What we're after, it's going to be, you're going to push down in that hammer grip with your triceps, so that muscle right there. You're pushing down with your triceps. When it brings you up, when you come up to the top, you push down all the way up here, then you're going to turn it this way and let it pull you down biceps. Then you tense your biceps while it pulls you down. You got 1 second at the bottom, adjust your grip, 1 second at the top. Shoot, he's hitting 200. Woo, man. His biceps are real strong. Son, you hit 250 pounds. That's a good job. Good job, son. Golly. You did it. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. See what he hit, Doc? Biceps. And this will actually produce a record of what you've done so that you can monitor it, then create a spreadsheet, and you can compare yourself with how you. Actually, meaningful comparisons are difficult, one man against another, because everybody's going to progress at a different pace. Right. But if you're working your hardest, you want to see what results you get based on where you were before. And that's what this thing will track. All these machines track that stuff. Wow. And they allow the coach to keep up with it. Right. So he can see who's strongest at the bottom in the squat. You can compare everybody at the bottom, the middle, the top, any point in the squat, the arms. But now your arms are really strong, real strong. Appreciate it. No doubt, this proves it. And again, unlike weights, you're not limited to what you can handle in your weakest position. Yeah. Because if you're curling right here with a barbell, you're stuck with what you can curl right here. Up here, it doesn't really feel like anything. Right. On this machine, it's all out right here. It's all out all the way to the bottom. It feels the same. Right. Because you're able to exert the most force that you possibly can, and so you're going to get the most muscle growth in the shortest amount of time. Now you got to go home and eat some protein. Yeah. On the way home wouldn't be bad. I know. Because you got a window of opportunity. When you've broken down your muscles this way, you've got a window of opportunity to regrow, especially with fiber splitting. That's what happens with the negative aspect. By pushing so hard on the negative, you're getting fiber splitting. Because when you think, how does a muscle work? It works by contracting. So contracting means shortening and pulling up. That's what a curl feels like. But when you're going down and this force is, you're trying to pull up, but the force is pushing you down, that's tearing. It's called micro tearing of those muscle fibers. And what that does, that's trauma. It's almost, I don't want to say injury, but it's trauma, micro trauma to the muscle, which is what stimulates muscle growth. That's why negatives are probably 70% of the effective part of the whole isotonic movement of raising it and lowering.
Right.
The lowering phase is more than twice as effective to gain size and strength. And then you're developing that neuromuscular ability to push all out when you push, like on the squat machine.
Right.
We don't need that on the arms. We do on the squat machine and on the chest machine too, chest and back machine.